Coach, thank you. Well, you folks at home can see the evidence. Snow and supposedly a few inches yet to fall here at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Indianapolis Colts and the Philadelphia Eagles. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Waiting!
And we got Mike, number 53. Mike, 53. Watch the curl.
57, 57.
Shift, shift.
On 1st and 10, here's Wentz. He was looking for Miles Sanders out of the backfield. That'll bring up 2nd down. He released that awkwardly. It almost looked like a pitcher who gripped his fastball a little too hard and let it go late, and it bounced in front of the plate.
Yeah, one of those fastballs that ends up at 57 feet, not 60 feet, 6 inches. Just a little short with the arm, which is unusual because we saw him in warm-ups. He's got a big, strong arm when he delivers it with confidence.
And now nothing but green ahead of him. 20, 10, touchdown, Philadelphia. Miles Sanders, his 25th touchdown, tying him at Smith for the 5th most in one season, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Extra point through the snowflakes, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40.
Watch the shift. Watch the shift. Hey, watch the shift. Watch the shift.
And they give this time to the tailback. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll be a loss of 1, and it'll be 2nd and 11. And he'll give it here to his running back. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll force upon him a 3rd and 14. A shotgun snap for Love. And that will be incomplete.
As you and I know from visiting a lot of camps, no one practices this type of a start, do they?
Especially not on the road. You give up the touchdown on the opening drive. Now there's likely a 3-and-out on your first possession.
Yeah, you throw that incompletion there. You hate to fall into a hole early, especially on the road. Got to be careful.
Fielded just inside the 20. That'll go as a 42-yard punt, but a net of 32. They had a 10-yard return. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And coming up on their second drive of the game, had the touchdown last time out. Now they have the football back. Chance to really seize early momentum.
Feels to me like they had a really excellent week of practice. It all came together, but I'll bet you it got galvanized in the locker room in pregame. Somehow I think the head coach, his oratorical skills were on point.
Mike, 50 is right there. You must be dreaming. Slam, slam.
It's a second down run with Sanders. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. Philadelphia picking up the first on a gain of 15.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. And he's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that. And that's what he did.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Brandon, one thing about blitzes, they really confuse offensive linemen at times, and what you have to do is lock in on the guy right in front of you. If you don't, you saw the end result. Defensive tackle ended up making the play.
Waiting.
Watch out.
Sunday. Protein spill.
On 2nd down, it's Sanders. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. It's an Eagles first down on a gain of 11. A lot of running backs, a little bit of a disadvantage when you start talking MVP. Might not be the case this year. You think he's got a shot, don't you?
I do. I think he's got more than a shot. But what he's going to need here down the stretch this late in the season, he needs that big closing game, that game that we're all going to reflect on and go, oh, my goodness, did he put up a number, let's say 200 plus?
Well, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And this is caught. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Cameron Batson, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Eagles able to push further out in front. And he's a little bit on the shorter side as a receiver. Maybe sometimes for the defense, tough to find the little guys, right?
Yeah, sometimes they get lost in the traffic, but usually what it means is that rather than just winning with height or even speed, they use their quickness to find a way to get open.
Well, tall, short, wide, skinny, whatever. There it results in a touchdown.
Let's take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Let's get in there. Let's get in there. Check nickel. Let's go watch.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Nigel Bradham brings him down.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Only gets 3 yards there on the heels of the 1-yard pickup. Sets up 3rd and 6.
I think that's the type of run we'll continue to see throughout this game. The snow coming down, I don't expect a lot of big plays to be broken.
The Eagles call on the extra defensive back here as they prepare for a stop on 3rd down. From the gun, here's Love. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Well, someone's been up to the task so far in this game. They are already up a couple of scores, Brandon, and guess what? I think they're just going to pin their ears back now and get upfield and get after the quarterback.
It's been such an impressive first half to get that lead. Fielded at the 20. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play call.
And that's caught inside the 30. And all the way down to the 24-yard line. A big play there for Philly. 45 yards.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 24-yard line.
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. And able to get about 3 as he's taken down right at the 20. The excellent play last time is followed by a much more routine gain of 3.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there.
And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. They're trying to resurrect his confidence. Last week was a disaster. 5 interceptions in that loss and another pick there.
I played with a quarterback like this before, and he had a tough game, and the head coach said, I'll take him, I'll fix him. The very next game, he started out the exact same way, and the head coach turned to the offense coordinator and said, he's yours from now on. Someone has to take responsibility and work with him and try and get him settled.
And he will lose yardage on the play, back at his own 19-yard line.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. Campbell making the catch. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 30. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down.
Check out 240.
Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. That'll back him up 2 yards and also bring up 4th.
I'm getting the sense that Fletcher Cox is making offensive linemen want to take the week off when they have to play against him.
It's a regular routine for him, isn't it?
It really is. That play there, that's him all day long. Good luck trying to block him and keep him from disrupting your offense.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And they had a nice little drive going last time. Threw the interception in the red zone. Costly.
Bad enough to throw it anywhere, but that drives coaches insane when they're thinking about, hey, we've got a shot at points already. We're already in a spot where you're thinking you got 3 on the board for sure, and to come away with nothing, That's a really tough one for them to swallow.
Yeah, will they make up for it? 12 yards is the pickup. Good for an Eagle first down. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Wentz now on first down. And his throw is incomplete. He shook his head right when he released that throw. He knew it was going to be a little off target.
Yeah, the excitement got him on that one. Wasn't able to control the fact the receiver was open, and it would have been an easy throw.
So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40.
Lefty.
Wentz on the give to Sanders. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 14 yards there and an Eagle first down.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 at the 47. Now the former 4th-round pick, it's Kalen Ballage. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
I got you, boy.
Sunday. Hey, Orbit. 80 weapon.
Mike, you remember me? Let's go, baby.
Black, come on.
Go. Check 6 guys.
He'll get this complete to Batson. Past the 20. Give him 32 on the play. Well, one thing's for sure. They're going to have to come up with something at halftime because he is absolutely roasting them right now.
They're going to go through the whole litany of things, changing coverages, what are we going to do to put a man on him? The big thing to me is treat it like a good pitcher treats pitching.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Carson Wentz with 2 first-half touchdown passes. And the Eagles able to push further out in front.
That score was not a game clincher by any stretch of the imagination. But the other team now has to be careful to not let this game begin to slip away.
Extra point right down the middle. And it's now 21-0. This one fielded at the 5. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line.
At their own 32-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and which you also have to guard against it.
This is caught inside the 15. And he is taken down deep in Philadelphia territory. A huge play that time for the Colts. 56 yards. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Going jet sweep, here's Campbell. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home and they'll stop him behind the line. A good response by the defense, sending them backwards after that huge gain last play.
Hey, we got Mike, number 53.
Now on 2nd and 13. Luck. This is caught. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. His first catch, good for 14 there and a first down. So 3 plays, already 1st and goal, and they are wasting little time. They'll try to run this one in. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot on this drive. Will they be able to revert and fire out and create some space in the run game?
He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down. This Eagle defense, they won't give in without a fight. This is 3rd and goal. Gets past one man, and that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. A loss of a yard, and it brings up fourth.
They went for broke on third down, and it would have really lit up the sideline if that one had worked. What do they do now on fourth down?
The kick by Joseph is good, and the drive will wind up yielding 3. A good drive gets them inside the 5, but they could not punch it in.
And credit the defense, too. Make sure that happens, because that was the old bend but don't break approach. Made sure they contained them when they absolutely had to and forced the field goal attempt that went through.
At their own 25-yard line.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him because we saw the forecast.
There he goes, left side. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Miles Sanders, his 26th touchdown, drawing even with Marshall Faulk for the 4th most in a single season. And the Eagles able to push further out in front. Extra point splits the uprights, and the rout is on here in this first half.
28, Colts 3.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Short kick. It's taken at the 23. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30.
At their own 34-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness, maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature, to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
On 2nd and 11 now. Luck. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Well, it's easy to see when we review this that the ball needs to come out quicker, because if you don't throw it right on the break, you bring a crowd of people into the equation.
And that's why it got knocked away there. Throwing on 3rd down. Luck. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 39. In this weather, any big play in the passing game, that's just a bonus, right?
It certainly is, but oftentimes offenses think inclement weather plays to their advantage, because you know where you're going on offense. Defenders have to react, and they often slip.
A gain of 3, 2nd down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up, because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
From the 36, Luck. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Avonte Maddox. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD. That pick-6 extending this lead even further. And boy, it's been a while since I've seen a team struggle this badly in the first half.
I think all they want to do is get to the locker room, try and regroup, and come out to start the 3rd quarter. But if things don't improve fast then, I think the backups get a lot of play in the second half.
This one fielded at the 5. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And following the pick-6, and they have decent field position in throwing that pick-6. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told him, and they told us, they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
From the 35 on second down, Luck. Now a hit, and Luck lost the football. It's out.
And a little bit of good fortune there. He wasn't able to get it back, but he did have a teammate on the spot able to retain possession for them.
Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. Third and long, it's Luck. And a throw there going to be incomplete.
You've always been very good about checking my math. Am I correct? That's the first time that it's been incomplete when they've thrown it to him?
Yes, he had caught every other ball coming his way.
So they feel like they've got something really good going there, and they're going to continue to go there until the defense makes an adjustment and takes it away.
Well, they finally made an adjustment there. We'll see if they can build on that stop. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And they hit the home run last drive. One play on the ground all the way to the house. Now the defense, maybe they're expecting a run here.
Partner, I love your description because when we talk about hitting the home run, we're usually thinking about a passing play, aren't we? Something in the air, deep ball. But how about them just taking it big-time jaunt? Now if you're coming back out, now they've established this run game, the play-action pass could very well be open.
That's baby stop. Check three, check three, check three.
On second down now, it's Sanders. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. 12 yards is the pickup. Good for an Eagle first down. So we are at halftime here on a Monday night. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando. That's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. This snow front that has socked much of the East Coast not going away as we are back to it in the second half.
Let's go, boys. Bring it up.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
To throw again on second down. Luck. He finds Corey Davis. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That one a gain of 20 and a first down. On first down, they'll run it on the draw play. And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. Indianapolis moving the chains there on a gain of 12.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. First and 10. Here's Luck. Catch made here by Campbell. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. It'll be a gain of 17 and an Indianapolis first down. On first down, Luck. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack.
And that's his second sack of the game, but this player, disruptive in all phases, whether he's going upfield, coming underneath, you name it. He's a big-time guy you have to block.
Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Luck now to throw. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, third down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. And now the third down throw incomplete as well.
I know at times people think we use it too often, but you've got to be able to throw guys open. And when you read zone, you've got to stick it in there before your receiver gets to the next guy in the zone. Otherwise, you bring him into the play.
And that's precisely what allowed that defense to disrupt the pass. I'm kind of surprised by that they kicked the field goal. I guess you get some points, but this deficit third quarter, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. When you're down that much, kicking a field goal, does it feel a little bit maybe waving the white flag and just want to get out of here? Yeah, I think you got to go ahead and try and get some bigger points on the board.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go.
Let's go, D. Let's go. Save.
It'll be Sanders to begin the drive. And he'll get about 4 across the 30 to the 32.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
At the 32-yard line.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Man 5-7.
They run it with Balaj.
You ain't going nowhere.
And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
That's a good, nice, crisp run for a first down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll run here with Balaj. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 10 yards there and an Eagle first down. Consecutive plays now where that offensive line has really created a lot of space.
And we've seen the confidence rise, haven't we? It borders on arrogance now, and that's that good arrogance, believing you can run the football whenever you get good and ready.
Here we go. 180.
Number 52.
Great 15.
Let's pick it up. It's out of time.
Now they try the right side here. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
And he'll be taken down, but first he gets deep into Indianapolis territory. Last play, they didn't even get back to the line of scrimmage. Now they gain almost 40 yards here. So after the big play, look at this, all the way down at the 15 now on 1st and 10.
Check the backer. Shoot. Watch the shoot. Check 3.
Other side, solid.
Now Balaj. And they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13.
Go.
Now they'll throw it. Wins. They'll complete this to Ingram as tight end. This carry with the extra effort is going to get him stopped up just shy of the 10. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5.
Check 52.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown on the season as his guys continue to pour it on.
I can't help it, partner. I love backs who have a lot of burst.
Yeah, they ran the toss play. By the way, sometimes you'll hear toss and pitch used interchangeably, but that was the toss.
Well, for me, a toss, quarterback takes the snap, turns around, tosses it to
like
the
an egg underhand.
Yeah, like an egg underhanded, really with 2 hands. And a pitch, usually like you're running an option-type play, and you pitch it out there to the trailing back.
Goes end over end like a field goal.
Yeah, where you turn it over, make sure that thumb turns down, and the ball flips end over end slowly and delicately to your running back.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone.
Baby, let's go. Let's go.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about it being a team game, and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that one guy who can make a play against all odds that maybe can ignite things. And I think that's what they're looking for right now.
Yeah, you talk about going to your playmakers. They probably need to do it.
Find someone that you're used to touching the football that makes big plays and give them that opportunity to maybe wake up everyone else.
Indianapolis moving the chains there on a gain of 12. Luck now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
I'm coming for you, son. I'm coming for you.
From the 45 on 2nd down, Luck. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. And to give this time to the tailback. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. 4 yards on the pickup there, but it's going to take him to 4th down. Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as he'll come on for his 5th kick of the night. And welcome back. We are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as he's on to punt for Indianapolis. And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And, Charles, we are in the midst of a very one-sided affair. I think this is where you and I have to fill a little bit. You want to regale us with old stories of your childhood in New Paltz, New York?
I don't think anyone wants to hear that, but this is a perfect time for us to start listing MVP candidates, right? The best teams we've seen so far this year, the best games that we've called thus far, how we anticipate the season unfolding. We can go in so many different directions because the game certainly not taking us there.
Oh, I hear the remotes clicking off right now.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
Waiting. Great 50 done.
To throw is Wentz. And he will find his man on the outside. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a first down. First target, first catch, and a first down.
At the 32-yard line.
From the 32 now, here's first and 10.
53, Mike 53. What's the run? They're running it. Check three, check three.
Lion.
Check it out, read. Rush in.
Push it.
Rush in.
And he'll give it here to his running back. Tyquan Lewis makes a stop. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
58, right there. Watch the run, watch the
Bunch.
Alert flare, flare.
And they'll go with a ground attack here. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. They'll wind up losing 4 yards on the play. And they'll be facing a 3rd and 12.
50,
Here we go. 180.
I'm coming, baby. Woo!
Push it.
Working from the gun, Wentz. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they're able to convert on 3rd with a solid gain of 23. You ready for a Captain Obvious comment?
Let's go. Go with it, please.
He had the 5 picks last week. He's got to be much more pleased. Just the 1 interception. They've got the lead here in the 4th.
And not only is he pleased, his entire team is. Because throwing those 5 interceptions affects everyone. That's extra work for your defense and not enough possessions for your offense. He's flipped that ratio around in this game.
Milage, and an alley to run. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. It's a gain of 13 and a first down for Philadelphia. The running game continues to be a big part of their success here early in the 4th quarter.
And with those types of runs, that tells you they feel very confident in their running game. They feel very strong at this stage of the contest, and they want to keep doing exactly what we saw there, running the ball down their throat.
And that time, the tackle by Malik Hooker.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down, a very solid gain on that play.
Let's find 7.
Tight dog.
Now a handoff here to his running back. About 3 yards there to the 27.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the 2nd level.
The Eagles on 3rd down. A perfect 4 for 4 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3.
Hey, Lou.
They'll try and run for it with Sanders. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. Boy, that's a 5-yard loss. 4th down now. Finally, defensively, they have a little clip to show positive for actually stopping him running the football.
It's been a really long night for them, hasn't it? So they got a little bit of a win there, but let's face it, the vision that he's had running the football has carried his feet to the open spaces and to big yardage all night long.
So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
The Colts will go first and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut it, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But, hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
And to give this time to the tailback. They'll only get a couple up to about the 30. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
Here's Luck now on second down. And he's got his man on the out route.
That's it, baby.
Complete to Dallas Goddard. A 3-yard gain on the play.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Colts in possession of the football as we get you reset. They face a third down now as they try to find a late score. Now Luck, and he's got Rodgers. And he'll be brought down with the first down and a late flag here too. And he may get a few more tacked on for good measure. Maybe a critical mistake at this juncture as now they've got a 1st and 10. They'll fake the handoff. Now Luck. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. The wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now second down. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
And this shot downfield on second down is brought in. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 19.
Come on. You better bring
Luck on first down. His throw caught at about the 5. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. This game not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Back to throw. Luck. The quick slant caught. And he gets halfway there from the 4 to the 2 on a gain of 2. He'll get only 2 there, and it's 2nd and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And somewhat of a measure of revenge as he's in for the touchdown, but they still trail big time.
He'll take it, but he won't be able to smile about it. And yeah, that touchdown counts for their team, but I think it counts more for the fantasy guys, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just something maybe positive to look at on film, but this one's over, let's be honest.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one.
Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
The Eagles take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup, let him get some time?
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. These guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feel like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.